Hey YouTube, Alex here from eBoardStuff. Today we're going to show you how to install our Billet Aluminum conversion kit featuring Billet 11 107mm flywheels. So what we're going to need is a 3mm Allen key. This should come with your boosted board. And we're going to be using the boosted board multi-tool. Take apart the multi-tool. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the wheel, and we're going to be using the 13mm or 1/2 inch side. It's on the other side of the tube. This is for that kingpin nut. This is for the wheel. We'll go and remove the wheel by just backing off the threads. Depending on how long you've ridden the board, it might be a little difficult to remove the nut. Once the nut's removed, rotate the wheel while putting gentle pressure on it so the belt doesn't bind. And eventually the wheel will come straight off. On Generation 2 boards, the V2, V2 Plus, there'll be a little wheel spacer here. We're gonna get rid of that. We're not going to use this if you're using the second wheel bearing that our kit provides. You can set aside the pulley bearing spacer as well. We're gonna be using that later. Next thing we're gonna be doing is removing the motor cover here. We're gonna be taking our 3mm Allen key. There is an Allen key on the skate tool, but it's going to take you forever to use this. Highly suggest using a longer key. These have thread locker on them, so they can be a little difficult to remove. These have been removed several times, so that's why they're easy for me to get off. So back off the first one. Then we're going to back off the second one here. And we've got the belt and motor cover. So now it's completely naked and ready for us to put our big set of wheels on here. The next thing we're going to do is loosen up the motor bolts. There are 4 of them, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. These also will be very tight from the factory. You want to loosen it up just enough to where the motor will slide. So you can see this here, so we can fit the larger belts on. Once you've gotten it loose enough, we're going to move on to installing the new wheel pulley combo. There we go, that's what we're looking for. We're going to move on to the larger belt and our new wheel and pulley combo. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put the washer back on for the pulley. We're going to take a 258 3M15 belt, which is the belt for a 75 tooth pulley, which is what we're using with this kit here. And what we'll do, we'll take our wheel and our pulley assembly here, put it back on. If you want, you can do the bearing by itself. Get the belt, get the pulley, line everything up. Sometimes you might need to push the motor in to get everything to fit. Give it a spin, there we go. Okay, now you've got everything assembled, and now we need to tighten the motor to make sure everything is gonna have good tension. Take your axle nut, place the axle nut back on the axle. And we're not going to tighten it all the way down. We're just going to tighten it down just enough so we can adjust the belt. So go finger tight, grab your tool, give it about a 1/4 turn. That's all she's going to need. Place your finger behind the motor to apply some tension. When you apply tension, you're going to notice the belt's going to tighten. A good way to know you have good belt tension is if it has a little bit of flex when you push it with your finger. Don't push too hard. All you need is a little bit of tension. You're going to tighten with a cross pattern starting at the back on the top, tighten it down, then you're going to go to the front on the bottom, tighten that one down, then we're going to go to the top, front, and then the bottom back. From there, give it a couple spins, make sure there isn't any binding, and then we'll go back and we'll do the final assembly on the axle nut. With the axle nut, go full tight, spin the wheel. It should still spin freely-ish, and then back it off about 1/8 of a turn to 1/16 of a turn, and you're assembled. The final thing to do is going to be to grab your provided 75 tooth motor cover, place it over the belt and pulley. We're going to be reusing the screws from the stock motor cover. If you have any questions about doing this install, feel free to comment on the video and I'll do my best to answer any questions you've got or send us an email. All right, the first screw is in. And then we go with the second screw. Okay. Now that we've got this one side on, you can see the pretty radical difference from the 80 millimeter wheel to the 107 millimeter wheel. And just copy the same things you just did to the other side, and you'll be riding before you know it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our website, eBoardStuff.com, for any updates and any new products that we might have.